Welcome back to Worldbox World Domination. Finally, I managed to make this map kind of works. Let me up the volume a little bit here. Oh, it's 100%, so maybe desktop audio might be a little bit low, but here we are. Now, as you can see, some of these towns, some of these cities look very strange. Like, look at this giant mega. What is that word called? Megalopolis, right? Or metropolis? I don't know. Essentially, it is a mega city spanning across an entire landmass right here. bysHiRoChkaA, standing tall with 4,002 population, and over here we had the elf with 6,227 in terms of population. Now, how did they grow to this huge size? Well, not based on, but with the help of this little thing here called City Unlimited Houses that I have just discovered. I activated that so that the little open space here get kind of filled in, because I don't like that. I will not have those options during my during the video, but I will now use these options as a way to help me with the pre-game kind of setup. Why is this ship docked here? Anyway, back to the game. So, for those who are new to the video series that I'm doing here, what is Worldbox World Domination? Well, basically, either the world has been previously developed with all the countries that was put down by the author, or I had to put them down myself. I allow the country to develop to the maximum size, like this. And I guess now develop to the maximum number of buildings, residential buildings they can actually have. And I allow them to develop the culture to the maximum level, respective to their race, of course. Here are the elves, here are the dwarves. With a switch of a button, diplomacy random events shall be on, which means the kingdom can now declare war and form treaties. In the end though, after all of the war has settled, we should only have one single kingdom remaining, and that will be the winner, the world dominator. Now, of course, look at this world, huh? A lot of kingdoms, big and small, populous and desolate. Let's see who has the upper hand by army population. And army and population. The elves currently sitting up at the top here with 443 soldiers. byysHiRoChkaA, of course, expectedly being second behind, and the smallest being the Bowmore Shield with only 30 dudes. Now, this kingdom looks kind of sus, not gonna lie. But anyway, well, I cannot believe that Von Deal actually had much better army than the other kingdom, despite the fact that this one seems to have a bigger size. But then again, most of this area are not buildable, at least by Dwarven standard. So here's the thing, right? You can see here, from the look of things, the dwarves are they're pretty OCD kind of race. They have grid-like fashion in terms of building a city. So if they encounter terrain such as this, it is unlikely for them to continue building on downward in the southern area over here, because there's no direct straight line to go over here to here, unless if I were to add in a little bit more land, then it may happen. Although there are certain peculiar movements, such as this area, where you can see the buildings aren't exactly in a grid-like fashion at all. This does not happen to the other race, such as the elf. Anyway, I see that byzHiRoChkaA has started to declare war against the byzHiRoChkaA kingdom. Now let's slow down the game here. Where is byzHiRoChkaA? Ah, it is this one. This tiny little kingdom here. And it does indeed have a little exclave here, trying to reach over to the ocean and kind of failed. This will probably be absorbed into the greater byzHiRoChkaA kingdom. And it has been. Ancient Doom Arim is planning a war against whom? Ooh, look at this, huh? These guys, this very populous dude here. Now, the original map is called Sumeru versus Inazuma, but I have no idea which one's supposed to be Inazuma and which one's supposed to be Sumeru. The original kingdoms are written in Cyrillics, and I cannot read that alphabet. Anyway, this is our third time witnessing a Dwarven war happening, and it is pretty impressive. The clang of weapons can be heard from miles away. Most of which are the sound of hammers striking onto enemy shield. Okay, well, they are attacking Von Deal, it seems. There's a little land bridge here that's connect between the mainland and the island, or should I say the peninsula of Von Deal. It is pretty small though, and currently they are setting fire on the building, which I think is kind of counterintuitive because they gotta claim the entire city anyway. Yeah. Well, it seems that has been the end of Von Deal. Kingdom Hour is also declaring war against the Northern Kingdom over here. And you can see that ooh, okay, they were trying to annex the capital city, but I was stopped real quick. Although, with a populous kingdom like our, sorry about that, I still have yet to recover my throat after 2 weeks. Pretty impressive. Perhaps it was COVID after all, and now I'm struggling with another post-COVID symptom. Anyway, the farm is being burned. Soldiers clashing onto the field, blood spilling everywhere, except for the fact that because it is a children's game, so there's no blood. Okay, so there may be blood, blood rain, but you know, blood cannot spill over from body because that would be not good for kids, I guess. Anyway, that entire kingdom has just been completely annexed, and they have retreat over to the new islands that they have just annexed as a kind of like, you know, last bastion for the kingdom. Now, I have no idea why these guys are going over to the south, because that is certainly not the way to go. But perhaps they are trying to go over to this way. I mean, look at this. The enemy's army certainly does try to invade over from the southern area. So maybe that is not too far-fetched of an idea. You know, attacking from the southern area. So I feel like taking over the city here would probably be quicker, but I'm not the general, so I don't get to choose the direction that the little Dwarven soldiers here get to go. You can see some fighting is already happening. The colors of these two kingdoms are very similar, so it is quite easy to be mistaken about who is attacking and who is the one defending. Anyway, it seems that this one soldier here, have managed to figure out where to go. Now I will be following Male, the commander, and he's charging in. He's like Leroy Jenkins in to the enemy territory, and he is getting bodied. But here they are, his squad, I guess, coming in for help. Well, I guess that will spell the end for that village. What is that called again? Atil. Class of Miner of Haril has ended. Wait a second. Miner of Haril managed to get out on top. Come out on top and take claim over this entire area. The League of People is an alliance headed by the elves. That's interesting. Our union. Wow, we have been so focused upon that war that we basically have completely ignored the rest of the world. Let's look up at the world history. That's not the tab. Here we are. That kingdom was destroyed. Huge class of Miner of Haril has ended. Rocky Obound was destroyed. Our union and League of People was founded. Horrible war. RoCkaA was ended. RoCkaA was destroyed. And hang on, let me look over to the war list. No war at the moment. And a bunch of plots. Alliance list. The League of People consists of Bowmore Shield, a Dwarven kingdom with an influence rating of 530. Time in alliance 7 years perhaps. Population is 56, army 30, and village is 1. And for the Elven kingdom, they have the influence of 80. Wow, okay. Big kingdom, small influence, huh? Population is 6,227, army is 630, and 2 villages. Okay. But what about our union, though? Gig-Anir and Eeyore. Alright. More alliances are to come, and of course more war as well. RoCkaA, of course, seemed to be eager to conquer Miner of Haril as well. I wonder how this even got here. Alright, you can see here the army from RoCkaA has started to move. Let's follow this guy, Tor Osum. He has met with an enemy. Attack! And he got killed immediately. That is pathetic, Tor Osum. What happened to you, huh? Eeyore has declared war on Miner of Haril. Oh my god, look at this. Miner of Haril is suffering from some catastrophic diplomatic failure. When multiple kingdoms are attacking you without them being in an alliance, I suppose that means that the kingdom it's probably not very likable. I look over to the village side and see that the flood of RoCkaA troops about to breach into Eril. Now that if the other kingdom does not come over there first, Gatil seems to be the first to be annexed, with 5% annexation going on. Usually that's the default when you have an army marching into your kingdom, or your city, rather. If the king, the governor, or all of the towers got, destroyed, this number will probably go up, and I guess along with some troops. Oh, here we go. The two kingdoms are meeting in battle. You can see over here the class of fools and the bad war. Part of the same war anyway. It seems that Mind of Haril is actually managing this quite well. They have been able to defeat the invading forces. And now they're trying to liberate the territories that they have controlled over in the past. Now, not so fast though, because Eeyore has just sent troops over. Which means, should this to fall, Eeyore will be the one to get the territory. And they did. Wow, look at this guy. These guys are like freaking eagle eyes, but they don't even have the eagle eye stuff. Dude just lobbed the freaking arrows over across the mountain like an artillery. Impressive work. Very impressive. Anyway, we can see that the elf here are joining a war as well. Now, what war? The conquest of terror between Bowmore Shield and the Elven Kingdom against the Kingdom Neril. 6,000 population versus 334, 699 warriors against 197. The conquest of Iron seems to be more balanced. Never mind. Alright, elves. This is the first time we see you in battle. What will you do? Currently, they are just marching across here. The alliance, the League of People has been dissolved. Does that mean anything for the war? Yes, that does mean something for the war. That means the elf has just been, you know, taken out of the war immediately. So these troops are just going home now. They're just kind of like, yeah, you know, we just kind of meander around. Anyway, Mind of Haril, back to Mind of Haril, they have suffered some losses here and are being pushed over to the eastern side by Eeyore. That doesn't mean that Eeyore is in safe place either, because the kingdom over to the west side, Our, has been trying to get their hand onto the Eeyore's territory. Now I don't know what troops is this. This guy's from Gig Anir. Why is he here? Gig Anir currently is being attacked by Our. Because they're in the same union. That makes sense. Gee, okay. Gig Anir is currently under annexation, especially the capital of Gal Emur, and it has been claimed by Our. Yes, indeed, Our. Wait a second, this is not even claimed by Eeyore. This is claimed by the byysHiRoChkaA Kingdom. The Shield of One has been formed. Once again, the elf has entered yet another alliance. Now with the Kingdom of Neril, the kingdom that has just been enemy with them in the past. Perhaps some change in leadership, or the dissolve of that old alliance push them over to the edge. But then again, it could just be for convenience sakes. S-A-K-E. I suppose that my pronunciation might be wrong. Mind of Haril still holding out, but not for long, it seems. Troops over here from byysHiRoChkaA, they have already breached into this area. Like a bunch of ants smelling a little bit of sweets on the table. And it has been done. Mind of Haril was destroyed. Neril, despite all of the chaos happening around their territory, seems to be holding on quite strong. Troops from the Kingdom of Eeyore currently spilling out over to this side of the border. Not trying to claim anything, but They certainly are wreaking some havoc, and they have destroyed a town hall building. That's gonna take some time to rebuild. The age of dark is upon us, and I suppose soldiers might not be very happy with that. I don't think they like to fight in the dark. Gotta be more careful around. You know, with enemy being sneaky and stealthy. Can never be too sure if the next time you step over like a whatever. Abandon that chain of thought. We can see here that this two army meeting in battle here in the middle of the night. The Elven Kingdom has declared war on Eeyore. Now, look at this. I want to see the elf in battle, and I want to see a multi-race battle, because that would mean multi-species battle. That would mean that much less of the annexations and much more of the conquering. Let's follow this ship. Yep. The elven ship Plortin sail across the ocean over here, picking up soldiers from the port, and now they are sending the troops over to the Dwarven land in a voyage. Now, they may as well not return. Here we are. Let's follow a random person. Easius. Alright, Easius, point me to the war zone. Alright, the troops are starting to march. Trekking across the Dwarven cities in the dark here. Just passing by, nothing to worry about. Now, Easius is kind of old. He is 73 years old already. So he might be lagging behind. So let's follow Onias instead. Oh, look at this. Elven army in action. You can see the arrow barrage that is so well known. An elven tactic that is so well known. It makes the enemy tremble in horror as they saw like a rain of arrows coming out on top. The elves are here with conquering in mind. They are here to destroy every single building, not preserving any bit of it. That is the cruelty of the multi-species battle. That village has been completely destroyed. No shred of the village is left. I guess this building just got reclaimed by the other kingdom, but you know, that doesn't really matter. The big war has ended, and along with the War of the Broken Dreams. The victory belonged to our and the shield of one alliance. Well, supposedly this area will allow for a new village to form, and it seems that byzHiRoChkaA has started that process. Not sure why you would even want the speed to change to 0.5, because that would be very slow, and since I don't think it provides any sort of entertainment value. But hey, perhaps someone would like to see slow motion of the animation in game, you know? So perhaps that could be used. Let's look over the kingdom list. byzHiRoChkaA currently leading with 4,827. No, not really. They're just leading over with army side with 1,071 soldiers, 974 for ours, 385 for this Elven Kingdom, and 256 for Neril. The Elven Kingdom's currently the only kingdom that has existed since the beginning. By beginning, I mean the beginning of the map here, which means the creator created this kingdom. The map creator, not me. Rest of these kingdoms are created when I put in the rebellion. The rebellion spirit. Anyway, Neril is currently under attack by the much larger Our Kingdom. Along with that, the elves have also been seen in the area, perhaps to defend, or at least to follow the guidance of their alliance. Here's the elf are seen destroying that fire pit over there and several other residential buildings. My, okay. That village is probably not gonna last for long with that elven raid going on. One person survived though in the village of Okarim. It has been claimed by byzHiRoChkaA. Wow! Somehow, I guess with the help of the elves, the kingdom Neril managed to take over a huge chunk of land from Our, only to be taken back immediately. Or will they be? Yep. And they kinda lost that one. It is a mess. Look at this. I'm not even sure what I'm witnessing anymore. The elves shooting arrows, perhaps. I'm not sure which side of the dwarf or I have no idea what's happening, but I guess if you look over here, we can see that the war bloody conquest being fought between Our and the three kingdoms. So I guess anyone who wears green or the enemy. There we go. Seems that with the help of the Elven Kingdom, Neril might be able to squeeze out a surprising victory here against a much larger enemy. A shame these cities took quite a while to build, and now they are getting mowed down by the elf troops. Dwarven soldiers rising up to meet against the enemy, but will that be enough? I don't think they have the range. The dwarves are not very known for their range after all. They are by stock here, so they try to build for a warrior sort of army instead. Mostly infantry wielding hammer and armor. Meanwhile, the elves are much more proficient at range attack like the bow. You can see that most of the time it seems that the dwarf are the one getting hurt. Reinforcement has arrived, and these are from also byzHiRoChkaA, which means the elves might not be successful in this campaign. This battle's still going on. Look at the top here, we can see that Our is getting claimed by byzHiRoChkaA. Oh, byzHiRoChkaA has also joined the Shield of One. That explains why byzHiRoChkaA was fighting against, alongside with the elves. Now that I understood it. Kingdom Our has just taken over the city that has just been claimed, and now I guess they are back with getting claimed once again. Very impressive. The city just sort of changes the owner. Look at this choke point, huh? There's not much place to go. This guy's getting shot over to the other side of the mountain here. It seems that the dwarf have just breached over to the southern area here. byzHiRoChkaA are the one taking the lead. And the next city to fall is going to be Estor. It seems to me that Kingdom Neril was the one to get so much benefit, and they just lost it. Neril needs to be a little bit more decisive with their actions, or else they just lose all the territories. They just claim. Wow, that is impressive. Most of the troops from our has been incorporated in the never mind. And they lost that city once again, but at least now Neril is a little bit more on par with our. What is this huge line? Wow, these guys are like starving to death. Alright, impressive. A city of 4,000 population starving. To be expected, I guess. Anyway, we have seen Neril successfully counter this annexation here. Oh, that city just got claimed. The Amogus looking city of Vossot Doom. I seem that Okur will be the next one to get annexed, but this time by the other kingdom of what is called byzHiRoChkaA. Our still putting up a very good fight here, despite the fact that the city, the largest city, was claimed multiple times. There we go. Now our down to the last city here. Now still showing that our is the one, is the aggressive side, but yeah, I think being the aggressor does not mean that you are guaranteed to win. Especially when the enemy has an alliance of very powerful elves. Oh, light has returned to the world yet again. We entered the age of hope. Our troop. I'm not sure what is the intention here, but perhaps they are trying to take over this peninsula once again. Oh, they're going down south. What is this building? Oh, it's just a tower. Alright, speed change to 40, see what happens next. It seems that our is slowly taking back the territories that they have lost. The bloody conquest has ended without a decisive victory, although I would say that Neril is the one to benefit the most. They started out at a small kingdom over here, and now they have more than 1,000 in terms of population. Certainly very impressive. Let's speed things up. The shield of one alliance might be broken though, with Neril and byzHiRoChkaA kind of like understand that they are now capable of standing as their own. Well, I guess not, because Neril has just joined the treaty with their old enemies, our. What is that move? I guess to be on par with byzHiRoChkaA. Now the elves have also joined in to the alliance as well, and now they are inciting violence against byzHiRoChkaA. What is that play? You could say that you know, it's a very toxic move to have you know, the dwarf fight against each other. But I guess it also kind of like brings a lot of bad stuff for the elves as well. I mean, war is not fun. That fire burning across the field, destroying all of the you know, food source for the kingdom. Some of the troops had been shot onto the mountain. This guy is gonna be stuck here forever. Good luck with that. What is your name, sir? Nosume. Nosume. from byzHiRoChkaA. Birthday the 1st of March, 3353. He has 4 kills and 2 level, 1 children, and is happy. Well, not sure how happy you are getting stuck over there starving to death, but hey, your life, man. Feel kind of bad for him. Like, if he were to be shot over in this area, he might have some grass to eat, but that place that have nothing. Now the elf, they are raising the city into the ground here, and yeah, that does not look very good for byzHiRoChkaA. Even with their huge population, couldn't really resist against a much larger alliance here. Perhaps dissolving that alliance was not the best of moves. The elves are gonna have a lot of work to do here if they want to destroy the entire kingdom of byzHiRoChkaA, because they have built themselves quite an impressive kingdom. The great class have already produced 1753, I mean, in 35 corpses. It seems that Neril is the one raking in all of the benefits from this war, taking over cities from rivaling Dwarven factions. Mostly just byzHiRoChkaA. And one more village taken. Look up down south here, the elves are moving into the coastal area where the barracks Colosseum is placed. Without the Colosseum, the rate of training for the army is gonna lower significantly, which means byzHiRoChkaA will probably have an even harder time to defend against the elven incursion. What is that? Oh, it dropped in a warrior, byzHiRoChkaA. He just spoke something. Now I'm not sure why this guy just standing here doing nothing. All right, I'll leave you to your own device, okay? The rest of the elven army still hard at work destroying infrastructure. Dwarven infrastructure. This is just like a game of Dwarf Fortress. And that entire city area has been taken over by Neril. Very impressive, seeing as how Neril started out as very small. I just said that already, but you know, you get the idea. Seems that their effort to end the war here right before our got annexed by seem to be byzHiRoChkaA, whose territory is kind of weird looking nowadays. And a peace treaty has been signed, and with that byzHiRoChkaA has been pushed aside. Still holding on quite some huge territories, but not too much to be the largest kingdom in the world. Currently that title belonging to this elven kingdom here. Although the most soldiers in kingdom is gonna be Neril. byzHiRoChkาis currently being ruled by a child. Terora. Which clan are you from, kid? Fus Dreakorak. With dignity we eat. Clan leader is Aurora from Neril. Terora seems to be kind of a puppet king for the kingdom of byzHiRoChkา. Installed as a way to make byzHiRoChkาa faction of just kind of like scarecrow, I don't know, a dummy king, you could say. Wow, fam byzHiRoChkา, that is a name, is a pretty weird looking faction with only one single clan member, being Salmo. Better call Salmo. And he's from Neril. Wait, what? That's not it. I'm looking for... Wait a second, what a... I'm looking for this guy, Salmo. Yeah, it is Salmo, who is currently living in byzHiRoChkาterritory. What is happening? Gora. It seems that whatever treaty that was just formed got absolutely destroyed. And now byzHiRoChkา, our in the Elven Kingdom, is trying to form a new alliance here called Our Accord. Interesting. Only consists of 2 kingdoms rather than 3. Oh right, because byzHiRoChkาis split apart here. Neril is no longer in the same alliance with the elves, so yeah, good luck to Neril, I guess. Look at all of that arrows. Here we can see that the kingdom in the town of, okay, whatever this town is, a huge town, under some attack, but not severely so. This area, however, has been completely eradicated, just as the wish of the elf. They're trying to breach into this little valley here. It's an important mine. Not even the mine is safe. The range that the elf can use their bow is currently much further than the Dwarven could counterattack. So yeah, looks like the elves are pretty impressive. Ah, I see. So that's how it works. So once the elf are in an alliance with dwarf here, they try not to destroy so much of the enemy territories and kind of leave some behind so that the enemy, so that the ally, the ally, the dwarven ally can take back the city. Which I don't think is working out so well for them. Neril has been able to take back over that territories, even though it does only contain 1 or 2 people. It will be able to rebuild itself after the war. And since it still belongs to the kingdom, that means it didn't really lose much of anything. I guess they lose some human, I mean some dwarven life, but doesn't really matter. Well, I guess that war is over. Alright, now let's hope that there's not going to be any sort of weird situation that happens like last time where the war entered in equilibrium and there were no war that can be declared because all of the faction aren't exactly keen for it. I guess Neril had just debunked that worry, that anxieties that I have, and now they are attacking into byzHiRoChka's eastern territories. Just immediately swooping into this area here. They're even running past that windmill, not even caring a little bit about it. They want to capture the city itself, dragging the king out, force him to write a treaty. Eastern side of byzHiRoChkาand of course the western side of has been completely eradicated, along with the kingdom and the alliance that they used to have. Now it's just Neril, our, and the Elven Kingdom. Now I think at the beginning I think that our might be the winner here, but Neril has been putting me at an awe by their resilience and clever manipulation. Very funny looking map right now, and our has just lost both of their largest territories to the enemy without a single blood spill, I guess. Kingdom Hour will be easily annexed by the troops from Neril here. Look at all this banner kind of like marching into this to the last bastion of Neril. Not gonna go hold on for any longer. They have just succumbed. And it is finalized. Neril and the Elven Kingdom are now the only 2 kingdoms left on this world. Let's see who comes out on top. The giant Dwarven Kingdom or the populous Elven Kingdom. It is most likely gonna depends a lot on these ports here. If the dwarf can prepare all those ships, and here they have tried. Okay, you can see all the troops movement. I guess this area would be the one to be taken first because it is contact. I mean, it is connected to the mainland. The elf seems to be having an advantage here with the surprise attack in the border region. Meanwhile, The dwarf have just arrived to the area. Will be providing support soon enough. Well, the problem is that can the dwarf have enough people to form like a to basically breach the formation here from the elves? They might be. Yep, you can see that. You can see that happening right now. The elven formation has been breached, and now the archer are just sitting duck. And it's over. Well, not the war, but you know, it's a battle. Completely eradicated this area. The real still sending troops in from the mainland. You can see a long line of troops marching into the sea area. Fighting happening once again over here. You can see the efforts that it's putting, that the dwarves are putting into this campaign. They're making sure that they do not miss any buildings or elves. Let's speed things up to 40, and we'll probably be able to see some very interesting scenario happening next. Like right now, you can see here, Dwarven army have finally made it into the city. Setting fire on the Elven city feels quite satisfying, isn't it? After the elf have basically destroyed the majority of your city. This city has been completely erased from the map. Now the problem is, can the dwarf send enough troops over from the mainland to the island? Seems like they are doing quite well. This entire landing zone is pretty much in ruin. Oh, it seems that they have completely abandoned that war. Well, let's just speed things up a little bit here, and I'm sure that there's gonna be a new war happening next time on Worldbox World Domination. Alright, these two ain't exactly hitting each other very much. Although I suppose that would change once the border of each kingdom kind of reach. Oh, never mind. Neril once again brewing some war against the elves. Alright, troops movement make no sense. Most of them are going over to the north. Only one battle group is joining the southern area, and it's not even the coastline. Oh man, some of these guys have been trying to dock. I mean, trying to board the ship that is in a landlocked sea, like just a mega lake. Not exactly that impressive. The king might just abandon his effort here. Well, since most of these things aren't exactly exciting, let's try to skip over to when a war happens. Here we are once again with another war brewing. This time I believe that the troops from the Dwarven side does have the know-how to get to the island. They are boarding a ship, which is good. Never mind, that is a trading ship. Or is it? Clash already happening over here in this area because Dwarf can actually attack over from the side here. Okay, ships are being boarded. If only they try to drop it at the right direction. And here they have. The Dwarf have been spotted on the Elven Island and they are wreaking havoc all over the place. Much like a child who got, who you are supposed to babysit, but he discovered your Lego collection and is now trying to dismantle every piece of Lego. Unfortunately, that child, which is a dwarf, are not exactly childish and more like a tactical, sound army. So they are dismantling the Elven city here with a very, very standard method, you could say. Basically, just destroying whatever you see that is not dwarf. That's the method, right? I mean, you do have to identify what is Dwarven and what is not. So I could not believe that the Elven Kingdom succumbs that early. They have one single person left, despite the fact that we have just only been attacking the buildings and not the Elven people. Not sure what could have led to that, and well, the elf was completely destroyed. That would mean Neril is a single kingdom surviving and the conqueror of this world. Congratulations, the underdog. The tiny little kingdom of Neril managed to become the great empire that we have today. Yeah. Well, that concludes the video for today, I guess. I do hope that you guys enjoy it. I do stutter a little bit, but I hope that would not change the quality of the video. Anyway, subscribe if you want to see more Worldbox World Domination, and I will be seeing you in the next video. Goodbye.